Return with possession still the best record in the American League. They opened a 4-game series at Yankee Stadium with 5 games of separation from Cleveland in the Central and 3.5 from the Yanks for overall superiority. Here we go. On the third, Ray Durham's at the plate. White Sox up 1-0. Durham going to second. Chuck Knobloch. Boat.
Knobloch is there.
And he throws it away. That's an error. E4. Durham safe. We're in the 5th. 4-3 White Sox. Carlos Lee at the plate. Runner at third. Knobloch. Not good to first. 5-3 the Sox in front. A good time to tell you that oak and walnut constitute 50% of all hardwood production. Knobloch, also known as Knobloch, not going well. We're in the 6th. Frank Thomas, 1 out. It's Knobloch for the double play, but he threw it away yet again. 3 errors. Durham scores 6-3 the White Sox. And a meeting is held. Notice that Knobloch doesn't even come in to join because he's going away. The inning over. Knobloch goes home. Torrey sent him home after Knobloch took himself out of the game. Wilson Delgado replaces. And the big picture is the Chicago White Sox, winners of 4 straight, 13 out of 15. This win followed a 3-game sweep of Cleveland. Paul Canerico and Brooke Fordyce were good for 3 hits each. Knobloch was bad for the 3 errors. That is a major league first for him. Chicago lead of 5.5 on Cleveland is its biggest since 1993. Now about New York's problem.
I'm concerned. You know, we talked during the game, as everybody probably knows by now, and he was hurting. He felt bad. You know, he said he's hurting the ball club, and I just decided at that point to take him out of the game and send him home, basically.
You guys see him make an error, and then everyone writes that he has throwing problems, and he had 1 ball that was routine today. You know, the ball up the middle was a tough play. He made it look easier than it was by getting there, and then it was a tough throw, and then double play. You know, that's the hardest thing to do in baseball is turn a double play. So to be honest with you, I think he only made 1 bad throw today. Well, it's frustrating. The fans are going to get on him, but, you know, if we're going to win, we need Chuck. You know, that's the bottom line. So, you know, we're here to support him, and I think it's about time the fans do the same.
Just to be clear, it was reported that Knobloch took himself out. You heard Joe Torre saying out. Albert Bell. This ball was monitored for quality assurance. His 12th homer. Orioles up 1-0. Bottom of 4. Orioles leading 2-1. 1 out. B.J. Surhoff taking it to left center. Here comes Gabe Kapler. He rented the Tom Amansky video. Orioles still leading 2-1. 8th inning. Bases loaded. Orioles leading 6-1. Albert Bell. I am king of the diamond. Let there be an abundant clubhouse feast. Bring me the finest meats and cheeses throughout the land. 13th of the year. Orioles win at 10-1. The Orioles have won 5 straight. Rangers lost 8 straight. Albert Bell.
Well, Bobby Bonilla sitting in the bullpen, not the dugout, between innings, well, because the AstroTurf bothers his knees. Hey, the Mets are paying him. Bottom of the 1st, scoreless, bases are full. Bruce Avon, but there's Andrew Jones, and Kevin Millwood gets out of the 1st without injury, no runs. Bottom of the 4th, no score. Chris Benson got runners in scoring position. Shoots one to the right side, off Wally Joyner's glove, and Millwood, you're a pitcher, get over there and cover first. No, the pitcher drives in a run. 1-zip, Benson's pleased. Top of the 6th, Pirates up 1-0. Brian Jordan at the plate with a couple of guys on, and he misses, so that's 2 LOB. Jump to the top of the 9th, 2 outs. Braves down to their last out. Reggie Sanders will use it up. Luis Sojo takes the easy one. The Pirates win at 2-0. Benson, an Atlanta kid, his first career shutout. 6 hits, 5 Ks, 18 ground balls. Right arm. Bottom of the 1st, very first pitch of the game. Todd Hollinsworth unloads. That's the first pitch Hollinsworth's seen since missing 11 games in the DL. He had 3 hits. Dodgers have a 1-zip lead. Still in the bottom of the 1st, there's a runner on second. Gary Sheffield whistles one to the seats as well. Steve Finley's not going to get that. Stoudemire down 3-0 after 6 pitches. It was Sheffield's 19th. Finley at the plate, frozen by Kevin Brown. He had 10 Ks, 0 walks. There he gets Bernard Gilkey on a nasty hook. Dodgers win it by a final of 4-0. Brown's 3rd straight complete game, a 4-hitter, 17th career shutout. Astros haven't won 3 straight anywhere all season. That would be Ken Caminiti, and he is hurting. Hurts his wrist just swinging. Cammy going to miss 2 weeks and says, if it's serious, I'm done. I'm retiring. He's headed back to Houston for further tests. Top of the 9th, game tied at 3. Jose Jimenez. Craig Biggio lays one down. Helton thinks he's got it, flips over to first. We got ourselves a double play, but no. Ump says you trapped it. Runner advances to second. We're going to get another look at this. Same thing pretty much. It's only slower. Very close play by Helton. Ump says you trapped it. Play on. Whoa. Bases loaded. Jimenez watching walks Richard Hidalgo. So now we got ourselves a lead for the Astros at 4-3. Bottom of the ninth, Billy Wagner. He's got to protect this. Helton says, trap this. Straightaway center field, his 18th homer of the year. First since May 29th. That's 48 at bat. So we're tied at 4. And then wild pitch by Wagner. Jeffrey Hammonds goes from second to third later in the at-bat. Brett Main, little bouncer. Jeff Bagwell, throw not in time. Hammond slides under the tag. Rockies win at 5-4. Hammond's the winning run. He runs his hitting streak to 14 games of it.
Throwing, Mark McLemore hitting and almost hit him in the head. Came right back at him hard. Jay Buhner stops at third and the bases are loaded. Watch again. You see the delivery, the ball coming back, smoked. Good thing he didn't get hit because they would have had to stop the game, and then the average time of Major League games would have been heightened. Still top of 2. 2-1 Mariners. Bases full. Mike Cameron. Redmond trying to avoid get hit in the head, and he did. It's a grand slam by Cameron. 6-1 Mariners. Cameron's 9th homer of the year, and the Mariners beat him up by a count of 12-5, but an injury-free game at least. 4-for-5 game out of Mike Cameron. Mariners cranked out 18 hits in this one and moved into a tie with Oakland. The A's were idle. They just sat there and did nothing. The Angels and the Devil Rays were in the third, no score, 2 out. Darren Erstad's out at second base. Got Spezio ripping it to right. Erstad want to come home and score. Jose Guillen fires. Erstad is called out at the plate. We watch again. Guillen with the good hose, but it appears that the umpire was distracted by a flashback to a provocative Fitness Beach segment. Bottom of the ninth, score tied at 1. Devil Rays have the bases full, nobody out. Shikatoshi Hasegawa on the mound. Russ Johnson over the drawn-in infield. Miguel Cairo coming. Devil Rays win 2-1. And that is the second straight night the Devil Rays have won in the bottom of the ninth. Steve Traxel has 2 complete games this season. Tampa's a winner.
First to 3 at Fenway, bottom 1. This is Carl Everett, and that's a home run off Kelvin Escobar. 2-run shot is 22nd. Everett's now homered in 6 straight home games. Next batter, Brian Daubach. Yanking one, and a 9-for-56 slump into the bullpen is 11th. Back-to-back homers make it 5-2 Boston. Escobar allowed 6 runs on 9 hits and 6 1/3. Top 3, Tony Batista. This is going to be off the wall. Raul Mondesi comes in. Toronto gets within 5-4 against Pete Sherrick, who left after giving up 8 hits in 3 2/3. Bottom 7 now. Nomar Garciaparra. Oh, he had a wicked awesome night. To center, Jeff Fry scores 3 RBIs for Nomar, and the Red Sox win 7-4, which was good because my mom was at the game.
That's nice.
Yeah, Mom was in the bleachers. This Red Sox win, combined with the Yankees' loss to the White Sox, puts Boston a half game up on New York for the American League East lead. Hippolito Pichardo failed to retire a batter in his first Fenway appearance on May 31st, but since then he's been terrific, allowing just 2 runs in 12 1/3. Tribe in Detroit. Cleveland coming off a 3-game sweep at the hands of the White Sox. Bottom 3, Bobby Higginson. Taking Dave Burbett deep. Solo home run is 10th. We are tied 1-1. Next batter is Juan Gonzalez.
Big numbers like that, especially when it's money.
Say hello to my left right. 450 feet is 11th. 2-1 Detroit. Top 5. Never mind that. Tigers go on for the 5-2 win after 3 throwing errors Thursday, and in his first at-bat, singles to center off James Baldwin. Then on Derek Jeter's grounder, Knobloch turns his ankle. He did stay in the game. Friday went 2 for 4 without an error, but fielded only 1 pop-up all night. Bottom 5 now, it's Jeter. And Ray Durham turns 2. Baldwin 7 1/3, allowed just 1 run on 6 hits. Top 6, Knobloch, the lonely end. Top 7 tied at 1, Mike Stanton. In relief of David Cohn, Chris Singleton, Paul O'Neill keeps it in the yard. Singleton hustling, have to settle for 3. That would have been a single for Ricky, probably. It's 2-1 Chicago. Bottom 8, Bobby Howry rings up Bernie. His 3rd save. Baldwin gets victory number 10, and the White Sox win 3-1. White Sox now 42-24. That is the best record in the major leagues. They've won 9 straight road games for the first time since 1991. James Baldwin, the first White Sox pitcher to start a season 10-1 since Joel Horlin in 1967. Then there's David Cohn, who allowed just 1 run in 6 innings, but Coney now winless in 8 straight starts. He is 3-11, 4.69 since the perfect game against the Expos last July 18th.
King of the horror novels, Stephen King, watching the O's and the Angels. Albert Bell, he's a terror lately. Oh, the girl who loves Scott Schoenweiss too much is Bell. Muscles one out, 3-run homer. Orioles lead it 3-0. Bottom of the third, Schoenweiss facing Bell again. About the same thing, little different place. 2 homers the last 2 nights for Bell. 5 home runs, 14 ribs in his last 3 games. He's hot. Top 9, Angels down 1. Kevin Stocker facing Mike Timlin and getting some defensive help from Mike Bordick. Nice pick, better throw. Game over. Orioles win it by a count of 4-3. They have now won a half a dozen in a row. Mike Mussina improves to 3-0 with a 2.61 ERA. Playing without him, starting in San Francisco. Barry Bonds suffered pulled groin Wednesday, back in the game on Friday, and oh, how is he back in the game? Oh, Scott Ellerton, get out. It's 26th of the year. Bonds 3 for 4, 2 ribs, 1 hit, a single away from the cycle. Bottom of the 5th, 4-0 Giants. Richie Aurelia to Julio Lugo, who's got a good, strong arm. That would be an E, 1 of 2 for Lugo. Astros committed 4 as a team, and they lose by a count of 7-4. Gents put their nose over 500 for the first time since May 14th. Sean Estes now 6-3. His ERA 1.61 in 6 home starts. Ellerton, on the other hand, 9.36 on the road, where he's 1-3. Jeff Kent, NL leading 63 ribbies. Craig Biggio now with 6,630 ABs. That's a new Astros record. Rockies fail to gain ground in the Diamondbacks. Colorado, Arizona rained out at Coors Field. They will make it up on September 25th. The rain bad for baseball, but a blessing for firefighters battling 2 large wildfires that have burned up 19,000 acres around Denver.
Bulldogs back. Cardinals looking for their 5th straight win, first of 3 in L.A. Oral Hershiser's first start since April 19th. Top 1, Jim Edmonds. He's just never going to let up, is he? First of 2 on the night for him. That made it 1-0 St. Louis. Bottom 4, it's Sean Green.
0-1 the count on Sean Green.
Hit it. Thank you.
Lifted into center field.
And it doubles off the wall. It's going to score Mark Russell-Lanik and Gary Sheffield. Ties it at 3. Green now with 47 RBI on the year. Top 5 now. 2 on, 2 outs for Eric Davis. To right, it is through, and it's going to score Edgar Renteria. Davis had 3 hits, a couple RBIs, and the Cardinals win 6-3. Hershiser goes 4 innings, allows 5 runs on 6 hits. He walked 3 guys.
That's Pokey Reese. Looking for a win after they're losing 8 of their last 9. Reese to Brian Meadows, and goodness, that's a leadoff home run. His 4th of the year. Cincinnati up early. Now bottom of the 1st. Padres up 2-1. Brett Boone. That's not coming back. Deep out and gone. A 3-run homer, his 9th. It's now 5-1. Top of the 2nd, Barry Larkin at the plate. Buck, what's going on?
Well, with a runner on first, Larkin signals to left field off Brian Meadows. With the hit, Larkin passes Tony Perez for 4th place on the Reds' all-time hit list, 1,935 hits. He's established himself as one of the best Reds.
Hard to believe he's been around that long. Top of the 3rd, Reds down 5-3. Aaron Boone trying to keep up with his brother. Singles, Michael Tucker comes in to score. Reds trail 5-4. Bottom of the 3rd, Padres up 5-4, 1 on 2 outs. Carlos Hernandez, that's deep. That is really deep. Ken Griffey Jr. says that is not fair. He's not happy. Padres go up 7-4 on Hernandez' 2nd of the year. They go on to win it by the score of 8-5. The Reds still having trouble. They've lost 4 straight and 9 of 10. Steve Parrish becomes the major's first 10-game loser.
And nobody expects the Spanish Inquisition. Chavez's 10th at 6.3 A's. Our chief weapon is fear. Fear and surprise. Our 2 chief weapons, fear and surprise. Next batter, Miguel Tejada. And it is into the right field corner. His 10th at 7.3 A's. Fear, surprise, and a ruthless efficiency. Our 3 chief weapons. Next batter, Ramon Hernandez, Jermaine Diley. Back-to-back homers off Dan Murphy, all after Ben Grieve ended a 7-for-46 slump with a Rangers at Tampa Bay. Texas looking to avoid a season-high 9th straight loss. Bottom 1, Bobby Smith takes Darren Oliver down the line in left. Crime Dog coming in. They wave John Flaherty, too. One of 3 consecutive Tampa Bay doubles and a 5-run Devil Rays first. Top 7 are loaded for Dave Martinez. Jim Mercier in relief of Esteban Yan gets him to hit into the 1-2-3, and the D-Rays win 9-2. Rangers have lost 9 straight for the first time since a 10-game slide in July of '95.
He's still a Cub.
27 at bat.
That would be Kerry Wood giving one up to Rondell White. Good power and even better aim. Look at this. One hop and in through the window. First of 2 homers and 4 hits for White. We take another look. Off the street, and then, well, if the window was closed, it would have been broken, and then he would have been scolded by his mom. Fans like, hey, thanks, kill it. Bottom of the 4th, tied at 5, bases are loaded. It's the 11th anniversary of Sammy Sosa's big league debut, and so he decides to triple to celebrate. Augie Ojeda, Gary Matthews, Eric Young all score. That's 1,002 career RBIs for Sosa. Gave the Cubs an 8-5 lead. They would go on to win it 9-8. They get 7 in the 4th. Willie Green solo homer in the 5th. Down 1-zip. Mike Lieberthal going to change that with a man on. Lieberthal off Tom Glavine into the cheap seats. 2-run homer. His 10th. 2-1 Phillies. Top of the 8th. Kurt Schilling. Runners on the corners. And facing Cheaper Jones. Schilling gets him swinging, 94-mile-an-hour heat. Next batter, Andres Galarraga. And the big cat can't catch up to that one, and that was about 95 miles. 2 batters later, Javi Lopez. Now the sacks are chucked, and Schilling blows him away, too. Phillies win it 2-1. Schilling wins for the first time in more than a month. Both his wins coming against the Braves. His ERA 1.64 versus Atlanta. 8+ versus everybody else. 11 Ks, a season high. Jeff Brantley, 7th save in as many chances. Glavine now winless in his last 5 starts. Mets Brewers, that's a big market against a beer market. Bobby Valentine, he loves Benny Agbayani. Top of the 1st. His first career leadoff homer and his 3rd straight homer. That's right, 2 the other night, 1 there. Top 6 now, 4-1 New York. Steve Woodard facing Mike Piazza. Solid Wood, yeah, fly far and be free. Piazza's 18th of the year. It's 6-1 Mets. Meanwhile, Al Leiter cruising along. Bro Casanova, that's Casanova with a C and strikeout with a K. Santiago Perez, he's not buying, just looking. Leiter 7 Ks, 1 earned run, just 3 hits as the Mets cruise. Leiter improves to 8-1. Mets now 12-1. The Leiter takes the ball and the bump. Agbayani is the first Met to homer in 3 straight at-bats since Gary Carter in 1986. The Mets 17-3 all-time against the beer makers. Lock them up. We'll play them again tomorrow.